Carter with a late night highlight. 131-90. The Clippers on their way to a 41-point win. This will tie the seventh largest in the history of the franchise. And it's the largest for the Clippers since they beat Brooklyn by 59 here at Intuit Dome. Final buzzer goes off. The Clippers come away with a victory, 131-90. A dominant win, 33 from Kawhi Leonard in 33 minutes. Clippers got 21 from Harden, 16 from Giannis, 10 from Chris Dunn. Kobe Sanders had 7 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. And Justine Jones going to go hand him the headset. And Steve grabs it from the table. And here we go. We're going to talk to the Rook. Kobe, you got us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate you hopping on. Long time no talk.
Appreciate you.
You guys come away with a win today. I want to talk first about the defense of the team. 13 steals, 9 blocks. I mean, what has gotten into you guys? Feels like every time a team makes a pass, you're in a passing lane, and every time they try a layup, there's multiple guys contesting.
This is the mindset we started the year with. We weren't able to execute it fully in the beginning of the year, but we're starting to click now. You know, more vocal, great leaders, and we're all flying around. We all, showing the will to win, and that starts on the defensive end, and you see it translates easy.
You were a stat sheet stuffer today. 7 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, plus 30 in this game, Kobe. Only Kawhi Leonard had a better plus minus. How do you try to affect the game in more ways than scoring when you're out there?
You know, with great players around me, it makes my job easy. I got to just do the dirty work. So just flying around, listening, trying to absorb what my leaders are telling me, what my coaches are telling me, and then, play hard. And I think my IQ helps me a lot, and that's what I lean on.
Last one for you. Your fellow rookie, Giannis, a career high.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How fun is it having another rookie in the locker room?
So fun. And, when you get drafted together, go through summer league together, I was driving him to practice for a long time before he was able to get a car out here. So just that bond we built over time, it means everything to see us on the court together. And, we're going to have a long future together.
That's awesome to see. Congratulations on the win. Enjoy this one with your teammates.
Appreciate you. 5 in a row. 5 in a row.
5 in a row, Kobe Sanders. 5 in a row. 131-90. Clippers come away with a win. And as Kobe said, they've won 5 straight. Adam Osland's got the keys the rest of the way. Clippers, a dominant one over the Sacramento Kings, where Adam's from. 41-point win on the Clippers Audio Network.
Why'd I catch a stray?
You've not been catching strays all night.
Are you inferring I was rooting for the Kings?
Yeah, that's why you were all subdued. You were subdued all night. Not happy.
Subdued?
Yeah, you were not even into it, bro.
Big bro.
Every time we came back
why are
from
you trying
break,
to start things?
you said, not like USC.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, every time. That was insulting.
It was like twice.
Like 5 times.
Well, guys, that was one of the best performances by the Clippers and one of the worst I've seen from a ball club in the Sacramento Kings. They were horrendous. Somebody's getting traded over there. If you want to know what a team looks like when they quit on their head coach, that's what that looks like. I know you guys are making this about Ivica Zubac. It's the Sacramento Kings, y'all. They are so bad. The Clippers look good, though. The Clippers played a sound basketball game. Sacramento, though, that's some of the worst ball I've seen. Got you. Thank you. Chill, Mio. The Clippers backups probably win this game against the Kings. Like, for real. It was that bad. That was embarrassing. Like, they gave up early. Clippers played well. Nah, guys, my Kings, they basically left me around the mid-2000s. These Kings, no, this ain't it. I wasn't with them during the Beam team. I thought it was fool's gold. Clippers dismantle the Sacramento Kings here at Intuit Dome with a final score of 131-90. Seventh biggest victory, scoring-wise, margin-wise, in franchise history. Welcome into your post-game show. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we'll get the second half highlights, your post-game box score, and we'll take calls on Clippers talk on AM 570 LA Sports. But right now, back to your downtrodden voice of the Clippers. In Carlo Jimenez.
I'm in a great mood, guys.
He was put through a lot tonight with what USC did, but
Hey, my
luckily the
my
Clippers
Niners still got a chance at the 1 seed, so I'm all right.
the Clippers picked him up, and the Niners can still have the 1 seed. Carlo, that was a complete performance by the Clippers, who, as you mentioned towards the end of the ball game, they played the right way.
Yeah.
Even when they got up by 20 early in the ball game, they continued to push pedal to metal. They were not satisfied just being up by 20. This Clippers team, it was impressive with how locked in they were for 48 minutes.
I think this is what great teams do. You come in and you dominate against a team that is, you feel like, a lesser opponent. But there wasn't a point in this game at all, Adam, where it felt like Sacramento had a chance. And that's what a professional win, right? They came in, they took care of business. You got a really good Utah team coming in who has won games against against San Antonio and Detroit on back-to-back nights. Thank you, Adam. They traveled in between those two games, went to San Antonio and still won despite landing at 3:30. So the Clippers, this is a game in which you got to get rest because, as you mentioned, Kawhi and Harden had been playing heavy minutes.
I was a little bit surprised that Kawhi ended up playing 33 and Coach Lue kept him out there till about the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter. But in the end, it just speaks to how good he's feeling right now.
Yeah.
And I think they want to keep him in this rhythm, in this zone, in this flow, as he had 18 of his 33 points in the second quarter alone, almost outscoring the Kings there.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right there. I mean, you kind of mentioned it earlier, but a game like this sometimes can be tough because guys aren't playing normal minutes. They can get out of rhythm. Kawhi Leonard's the last guy who went out of rhythm. Since his first 500 minutes, he's averaging 30 a night, coming off a 55-point performance. And he's now got 20 or more points in 13 straight games for the Clippers, averaging 28 over that stretch. Huge stuff from Kawhi Leonard. I just think for him and his ability to continue to knock down shots, to be effective on the offensive end, that was big for the Clippers. And, overall, this is exactly what you want out of a game like this. You get Giannis a bunch of experience. I thought he looked great. And Giannis only going to get better with more reps. This is a guy who just needs court time to improve. And he got 25 minutes of it today and was a plus 27.
Well, you mentioned how, he's still growing into his frame. He's still getting comfortable being a true 7-footer out there. But this is a guy, and I went back and checked the Penn State interviews that his teammates said was the best shooter in practice on the team. He hasn't been able to show that off much yet, but there's another skill level to him, and he even attempted a 3 in this ball game. But this is a very high ceiling player, not just because of his leaping ability, but because he has a lot of different tools. And as you mentioned, the more experience he gets in games like this where the Clippers can blow out their opponent, the better.
Yeah, and the more experience he gets, the Clippers can find a way to find him that confidence that he can build throughout these games. I mean, somebody who really didn't start taking basketball very seriously till he was 16 years old. So huge for the Clippers to get him more and more opportunities. His shooting form is excellent. I think it's very pure. So to get him more shots, to feel more comfortable. Overall, though, I think the biggest difference, Adam, the Clippers have had during these 5 games, the intent defensively is just, they look like a team trying to force turnovers. We talked about it all last year, but this Clipper offense, part of their lifeline was getting points off turnovers, getting easy points. 28 points off turnovers. The Clippers were top 2 all of last season in points off turnovers. They're the slower mark to start this season, but they're slowly climbing back up towards the top 10 with their ability to create steals.
Well, then on the other side, the Clippers were just 4 turnovers here, Carlo, which ties for the third fewest in a game in franchise history. The last time they had 4 or fewer turnovers was back in November of 2023 against the Kings. Unbelievable. This Clippers team rolling right now. They make it 5 straight and some really impressive victories. I know Sacramento's down right now, but in that case, the Clippers did what they were supposed to. They finished this team off early, and now they take on the Utah Jazz, who have maybe turned a corner themselves. Should be a good one back here at Intuit Dome in Game 3 of this 5-game homestand on Thursday. Tip-off between the Clippers and the Jazz at 7:30. We'll have your pregame show starting at 6:30. Carlo, great call as always. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Talk to you Thursday, Adam. We get one more here at home. Hopefully the Clippers can make it 6 in a row. Let's go.
Coming up next, second half highlights, including some from Yannick Conan Niederhauser, who goes for his young career high of 16 points. The Clippers ended up winning 131-90 over the Sacramento Kings here at Intuit Dome. I'm Adam Moslin, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Thanks, Daniel.
Oh, I see you, Daniel. I see you with that 5 on it, Daniel. I got 5 on it. Clipper Nation, how we feeling? We need an elite defender. Herb Jones, Dyson Daniels, Tari Eason. You'd have to give up a lot for all those guys, and they just got DJ back. They just acquired a guy in Derek Jones Jr. Yeah, Thursday's a really big ball game. No lie. Big game Thursday. But this was impressive too. Clippers handled business. For a team that's 11-21, they look like they knew the assignment tonight. 5 straight victories. A turning point is here. We don't have to do this whole Zubac thing every game the Clippers win without him. Their defense was already turning around with him. They were up by 10 on the Lakers when he got hurt. And the same people who are overreacting now. And look, Brook Lopez has played great, and it is working. There's no doubt about it. But y'all are acting like you didn't give up on Brook Lopez. You did. And now the same people are saying they should get rid of Zubac and Brook Lopez is better than him. I thought Brook Lopez was washed. Clippers win by 41 over the Sacramento Kings here at Intuit Dome. Final score 131-90. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Mosland. This is your Clippers post-game show. Still to come on AM 570 LA Sports, we'll have Clippers Talk, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. Clippers ended up shooting 51% from the field, Sacramento 41%, Clippers 14 of 38 from the outside, Kings 9 of 27. Not a coincidence. 5th straight game, Clippers have outshot their opponent from distance, and they have won 5 straight. Clippers out-rebounded Sacramento 42-39. Points in the paint favored the Clippers 58-46. Second chance points 13-10. 13-10 also in fast break points for the Clippers. Sacramento did not have a fast break point in the first half. Clippers led by Kawhi Leonard. 33 points in 32 minutes and 40 seconds. He has been on an incredible tear. Your Western Conference Player of the Week. How could he not be? Unfortunately, this will lower his average this week from 41 points per game. A little bit now, but he was so efficient out there. 11 of 19, 5 of 9 from 3, and this game was over early. Clippers led by 33 at the half. I was surprised Kawhi almost played 33 minutes in this ball game just because they were up substantially like that. But that's how good he's feeling, and I think they want to keep him in a groove currently. James Harden had 21. 5 assists to 0 turnovers in 30 minutes. John Collins was 16 on 6 of 9 shooting. Welcome back, JC. Went 2 of 4 from the outside. Hit some big shots early to help the Clippers extend out this lead. And then off the bench, I thought the bench unit was key. Late in the second quarter, Kawhi comes out about the 4-minute mark, and they brought in 4 bench players surrounding James Harden. I believe it was Nico Batum, Yannick Niederhauser, Kobe Sanders as well out there, and might have been Derek Jones Jr., and they helped extend the lead. And then it was James Harden not starting the second quarter. Instead, Kawhi Leonard started the second quarter with the backups. They got the lead up by more, and Kawhi almost outscored the Kings by himself in that second quarter. He had 18 points. The Kings had 20. The Clippers were up 33 points at the half. Obviously, their largest lead in the first half of a ball game so far this season, it was just 18 points. Well, this Clippers team, they're rolling, and the Kings were not ready for this buzzsaw tonight. Sacramento, by no means, played close to a good basketball game, and the Clippers were running on all cylinders. The Kings with 19 turnovers, leading to 28 points for the Clippers. The Clippers with just 4 turnovers, leading to 4 points for the Kings. Clippers win 131-90 over Sacramento. They've won 5 straight. They're now 11-21 on the season and slowly but surely climbing out of the hole they put themselves in to start the year. More post-game coming up next. I'm Adam Moslin, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Do driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray to the slopes we
at it. This is LA Clippers basketball, right here on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Clippers win 131-90 over the Sacramento Kings, who I know the records were similar coming into this ball game, but they were outclassed completely by this Clippers team. 2 teams with similar records going in opposite directions right now. The Clippers look to have found themselves, their defense from last season, and they played close to perfect on both ends of the floor, and this one was over early. Clippers led by 33 at the half. Of note, Yannick Niederhauser ended up with 16 points, his young career high, 6 of 8 shooting, a couple of big throwdowns as you would expect out there. Here's some second half highlights, courtesy of Carlo Jimenez.
Sanders, right-handed dribble, kicks up speed, pedals into the paint, lob it up, and Yannick Niederhauser with a flush. Rookie to rookie for the finish. 8 on the shot clock. Harden with a right-handed dribble to the curling Yannick. Look out below! Tony Niederhauser pulls it back and throws it through like he's got a vendetta against the iron. Woo-wee! Drifts it to Yannick Konen-Niederhauser. Drives down the right alley, elevates left hand, and layup finds its way through. Wow, nifty finish from the rookie. Kobe Sanders, the interception. Sanders to Jones Jr. Lob it up. Yannick comes down. Konen the Barbarian. Big time dunk. Kobe Brown finds Yannick Konen-Niederhauser. Left hand to left. Career high 15 for Yannick.
Call him Conan the Destroyer, Conan the Barbarian. But this young rookie has a ton of potential, and we saw some of it tonight here against the Sacramento Kings. Finished with his young career high of 16 points. And post-game, if you were listening, we had Kobe Sanders on, and he couldn't have been happier for his fellow rookie. Those two are tight. When Carlo mentioned he had 16, it was Kobe Sanders who lit up for his teammate. Just great to see the camaraderie, the way this team is coming together right now and trying to turn this thing around. There is still a ton of work to be done. And the Sacramento Kings, that was a pretty putrid effort, I have to say, tonight. Being from Sacramento, I can say that. I don't know. This was a team that looked like they weren't playing for one another. And outside of Russell Westbrook, they weren't playing very hard out there. Russ, though, with that, I would say, questionable foul, intentional foul in transition on Kawhi Leonard that Chris Dunn did not like, took issue with. There was a kerfluffle there for a second. They were doing some chirping back and forth. And that's when the Clippers really put this game away. Kawhi hit a three. Dunn hit a three. Clippers win 131-90 over the Sacramento Kings. Outside of Los Angeles, we're leaving you until Thursday. Clippers taking on the Utah Jazz. Right back here, 7:30 tip. Pre-game show starting at 6:30. In LA, don't go anywhere. It's Clippers Talk next.
That's right.
Work or shop online at toyota.com/accessories.
Welcome in to Clippers Talk, the official postgame show of the Clippers on the LA Clippers Audio Network. Load up the phones and make your feelings known. Now your host for Clippers Talk, it's Adam Osley.
The Clippers destroyed the Kings here at Intuit Dome. Final score 131-90. They win by 41 over Sacramento. 7th largest margin of victory in franchise history. Welcome into Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Osland. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number if you would like to get on. On a night where Kawhi Leonard has 33, an effortless 33 points on just 19 shots, 5 of 9 from the outside. On a night when James Harden has 21, even though he struggled from the outside, 1 of 6, 6 of 14. And Yannick Conan Niederhauser really put himself on the map with Clipper Nation with those 16 points, and getting to see him for 25 minutes tonight and getting to see what could be a big part of the Clippers' future. And the reason that they took this young man so high, his ceiling is ridiculous. I've been telling you all summer, I watched tape on his Penn State teammates, and what they said about him, they said he was the best shooter on the team. So there's another part to his game as he attempted a three-pointer tonight we really haven't seen yet. But the shooting stroke is pure. I saw that in Summer League. But his athleticism is ridiculous. And the way he can jump out of a gym and the comparisons to DeAndre Jordan, I don't know if he has quite the vert. A Brandon Knight-like dunk in him, like DJ. But it's up there. I guess Brian Seaman dropped a Yannick boom. That's pretty good. For Street Fighter 2 fans and Guile. Clippers, though, what I was impressed with most is the professional approach to this ball game. You've won 4 in a row. You played some good ball clubs. You just beat the Pistons and got 55 from Kawhi, who my understanding is they came back on the Lakers in the fourth quarter tonight, Detroit, and won that ball game down the street. Well, the Clippers' attention to detail in a game against a team that was pretty much uncompetitive from the get-go. The Clippers were up by 14 after the first quarter. Sacramento was DOA. That was miserable to watch, I'm sure, for Kings fans. And Doug Christie, seeing them come out of the half and start the third quarter with a shot clock violation, Sacramento's going to have a shakeup. For everybody saying earlier this season, oh, the Clippers have quit on Coach Lue. And I said, I don't see that. I don't see a team that's quit. You saw a team that quit tonight. The Sacramento Kings look like that. They just look lifeless. So if you didn't know there's a difference between two teams that may have a similar record, but they're going in opposite directions, this was a good way to introduce you to that fact. This Clippers team, they're trying to climb out of this hole. Self-inflicted. They put themselves in this position. Injuries account for some of it, but some of it was poor defense to start the season. No longer. They held Sacramento to 90 points in a game that was over. In a game where they could have let Sacramento get 110, and they still would have won by 21. They didn't have to play this hard consistently. They didn't let up. They were relentless. They were focused. They were locked in. When at times, it almost looked like it was like a bad scrimmage out there at times. The Kings' effort was poor, extremely. I don't think the players with the Sacramento Kings are tanking. I don't think the players out there on the court care about that. I think they have checked out for this season. And they've had their own injuries going on too. But the Clippers took advantage of it all. There was no letdown against a Kings team that seemed to just look like they were sleepwalking into this ball game with some of the turnovers they had, and they weren't ready for this Clippers team running on all cylinders, looking this good. The Clippers, this is more of what we expected coming into this season. They've won 5 straight. They've beaten quality opponents. The Houston win, the Pistons win. The Lakers were down some guys, and they're not playing very good basketball right now anyways. But tonight was what you would expect in a mismatch. And even though the records aren't that far apart, you can tell these teams are going in different directions. Clippers win 131 to. I think we're back on the air now.
No, you're good. You're good.
Daniel,
We're
good?
back.
Clippers win by 41, led by as many as 43. And the game was over midway through the second quarter. And this was just a disaster for Sacramento and the Kings, making sure everybody knew this ain't the Beam team anymore. The Clippers, though, this is exactly what you want to see against a bad team. The Clippers still have to prove they're not one. Their record will tell you, but they haven't been a very good team this season. But this is what I expected if they were going to turn it around. Now you're seeing the talent. Now you're seeing the defense again. And it's the fifth straight game they've outshot their opponent from three. 14 of 38, Sacramento 9 of 27. 14 of 38 is only 37% from three. The Clippers over the last 4 games coming into this one were shooting 46% from three, and their opponents were shooting 27% from three. So the Clippers had been shooting almost 20% better from three the last 4 games than their opponents coming into this one. This time it's just about a 3.5% difference. But that's been a big part of this. And I think establishing roles in a hierarchy has been good for this team because Kawhi's been so dominant. Get it to Kawhi, get out the way. He's also, I noticed in this game, because Kawhi is just one of those superstars that's an ISO god, but will still try to get his teammates going and play the right way. There was a possession in the first half where Chris Dunn gave it to Kawhi to cook. Kawhi saw Chris Dunn's man left him, immediately gave it back. Chris Dunn hits a three-pointer as he had 10 points and was playing good basketball, 4 of 7. While Kawhi could go out there and just cook Precious Achiuwa with step-back jumpers and fall-aways, and he did plenty of it, 33 points in less than 33 minutes, he still was sharing the basketball and had 5 assists to 1 turnover. Their compete in this game was at a very high level. The Clippers said, forget about who the opponent is. The opponent can be faceless. This is about us. This is about how we're going to play. This is about establishing our identity and reinforcing it now. We're back to playing defense. And if you play defense at a high level, with the guys they have offensively, remember last season they didn't have Kawhi till mid-January. Well, now if you're playing defense like they were last season, even before they got Kawhi, they were top 5 in that area, finished 3rd. And you have offensive firepower like this, and John Collins was back tonight and looked great. 6 of 9, 2 of 4 from the outside, 16 points. Was getting it going early. Brook Lopez off with the shot, 2 of 9. Eventually got a couple of three-pointers to go, but Chris Dunn chipping in with 10. James Harden with 21. Yannick. I thought Derrick Jones Jr. was much better. My player to watch. Knocked down a three-pointer. Had a big throwdown. That's exactly what I said pregame. I want to see a big dunk. I want to see a three-pointer from him. Also had a big block early on, Derrick Jones Jr. Yannick Conan Niederhauser, though, with those 16 points, he redirected a drive by Malik Monk, who looks like a shell of himself right now. I'm guessing he might be the first guy dealt. His name has been out there. Keon Ellis's name has been out there. Everybody's available in Sacramento right now. Yannick Conan Niederhauser had a play, I think, late in the first quarter with Malik Monk coming in, where Monk thought he could turn the corner and beat him to the basket. And Yannick was able to recover with his help defense so well that Monk just lost the ball out of bounds. Like he didn't expect this 7-footer to be that fast. He didn't even try to go up. He just basically just ran off the court like it was Bo Jackson running into the tunnel like, oh, this play's over. Yannick just blew this up. We give up. I'd rather have a dead ball turnover than a live ball turnover. A lot of you people were telling me just, I don't know, a week and a half ago, less than that, when Zoo went down, we should have got Kalkbrenner. Why'd they get Yannick? And I told you then, Yannick has the much higher ceiling. Kalkbrenner might be better right now. Yannick is still processing. He's still very inexperienced, but that ceiling is high. And you saw some of it tonight. Before we break, let's take a call. Mike in LA. Mike, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Muslim. What's up, Mike?
I will point out, I'm just saying this facetiously, that this is the second game in a row where Kawhi Leonard missed a free throw.
Yeah, after making 64 straight.
That was joking. I know. I'm just joking. This was awesome. What a way to end the calendar year. If they can give this type of defensive effort when Zoo is back, I mean,
look, here's the thing. Mike, I feel like I've said this to multiple callers now. They already had been. They weren't losing games because of their defense at that time. Remember, they won the game in Atlanta where they only gave up 92 points. The game against the Grizzlies, they're tied at 98 with 4 minutes left, and the Clippers just go scoreless. It was their offense that let them down. They held the Timberwolves to just 109 points.
Yeah.
They had already turned a corner defensively. I'm telling you. This isn't something that just started because Ivica Zubac is out.
No, believe me, I'm not saying it's because Zubac is out. I'm just saying if they can do this without Zubac, with them, they can be, Sacramento, I think they had one quarter where they scored more than 20 points. One quarter where they scored more than 20 points tonight. I mean, that's amazing. I don't care who, the team is when you're 11-21, there's no such thing as, bad competition that you're playing. Everybody's good. Everybody is a game you need to win. And, I loved seeing Yannick out there. I wish he had made that three-pointer so badly. But you can really see what the thought process was in selecting him. It was really great to see that. And Adam, I just want to wish you and your whole family a happy New Year. And thank you for really everything you do for our fan base. It's really awesome.
Mike, appreciate you. Happy New Year to you and yours as well. Appreciate you always calling in and being a regular here on Clippers Talk. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll get to more of your phone calls. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Clippers obliterate the Sacramento Kings, win by 41 here at Intuit Dome. They've won 5 straight. Kawhi has scored 25 or more in 5 straight games. Looks like the best player in the league the last 2 weeks now. He has 33 on 19 shots. Incredible. Still a lot of work to be done. Clippers 11-21 still. But this momentum they have, they got to take it into Thursday night against the Utah Jazz. They've been playing better too. Tip off at 7:30, pregame show at 6:30. More Clippers Talk coming up next here on AM 570 LA Sports.
This is LA Clippers basketball, right here on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Clippers win 131-90 here at Intuit Dome over the Sacramento Kings, and some people just want to troll in the chat and say, Zoo's 7 feet tall. You should be getting 20 rebounds a game. Who are there other 7-footers who are getting 20 rebounds a game in this league? I know a lot of you are looking at this stretch with the Clippers and just making it about, well, if Ivica Zubac is out, the Clippers start winning. Oh, that must be it. Well, they were always going to start winning again if you were paying attention and watching how they had been playing with Ivica Zubac. They just weren't closing out games, and Kawhi wasn't on a heater like this, and they weren't out shooting their opponents from three every night. But just to show you guys in the chat something about Ivica Zubac and how productive he is. The 15 most highest points per direct actions this season among players that have ran a specific action 150 plus times. Well, don't look at this part. SGA has the highest points per direct action in isolation. But on this list, just behind Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo for sixth in most points per highest action or points per possession during the certain actions is Ivica Zubac. He gives you 1.18 points per post-up this season. That is just behind Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic in post-production. So maybe y'all should probably understand what Ivica Zubac still is for this team and what he will be moving forward. Look, I'm a Clipper fan first. Yes, I like Ivica Zubac, but the whole let's trade Zoo, they don't need him anymore thing just rings hollow in so many ways with me because, well, how good he's been over a pretty big body of work and just finished last season third team all defense, was almost all NBA third team in the league, which would mean you were a top 5 player, and he was almost there, or a top 15 player, I should say. He almost made all NBA third team last season. He was 6th in defensive player of the year voting last season. Let's just not go crazy with the trade Zoo talk for a guy that is this good with maybe, likely, the best value contract in the NBA, with him only making $20 million per year. Trading Ivica Zubac and getting that type of value back is very unlikely. Now, if a team knocked their socks off and offers a Godfather offer, look, anybody, when you're 11 and 21, is possible to be moved. That's just the way this business is. But I'm just telling you right now, people saying Zoo's not half as good as he was last season. And yet I just showed you that stat that he is 6th in points off a direct action, his being in the post, where he's only behind Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic. And he's almost averaging 16 and 12, just like he was last season. Kind of crazy that people would say that. He's not half as good as he was last season. Did you watch the game against Houston where he had 30 plus, or the game against Evan Mobley where he put 30 on him this year? I got a good memory, guys. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on AM 570 LA Sports.
This is LA Clippers basketball. AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles, 98.7 KYSR HD2 Los Angeles, an iHeart radio station.
People already forgotten how good Ivica Zubac was against Nikola Jokic in that playoff series, who held him below his averages, which gave the Clippers a chance to win it. All right, Clipper Chris is on. Clipper Chris, what's up? You're on Clippers Talk with Adam Moslin.
Happy New Year, Adam. I wasn't able to call in after the Detroit game. That was a good win, and the Clippers put the game away in the first half, so I switched over to the Laker-Piston game and enjoyed watching the Pistons beat the Lakers.
Wait, so the Clippers were blowing out the Kings
yeah.
by such a wide margin tonight, you had to watch the Lakers lose to the Pistons.
Yeah, and I was listening to the Clipper game on the radio.
Oh, we got you on that side.
Yeah, so, yeah, and then also, as of right now, 33-19 sounds very doable to finish the season if it turns out that way.
This Clippers team trying to turn things around. It's happening. We're going to see a
Yep.
larger body of evidence that it's happening, but they're playing great basketball right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, my son and I will be at the game against Utah on, was it Saturday night or Friday? Friday night?
Thursday night.
Thursday night, yeah.
I appreciate the phone call.
Yeah. So,
Enjoy the ball game, Chris.
all right.
Now people are saying, well, Brook Lopez is the better fit with Harden, with Kawhi. Look, on the offensive end, it definitely gives them a different look, which is why I was so excited about Brook Lopez coming into this season. Then everybody told me he was washed. And now they're telling me he's better than Ivica Zubac. I don't know how to keep up with these overreactions. People saying that Ivica Zubac can't play with Kawhi and James Harden like they didn't go on an 18-3 run to end last season playing together. Just, what have you done for me lately, I guess? Sean in Houston. Sean, you're on Clipper Stock with Adam Oslin. They make it 5 straight. People are making this about Zubac versus Brook Lopez. Why don't we just celebrate this Clippers team right now?
Agreed. Yeah. Hey, Adam. I had to maintain my professionalism, just like the way the Clippers maintained their professionalism today. And I had to call the show just to let you know that, to keep up the tradition alive as we keep this winning streak. I wanted to be a professional and stick to my word, even in a blowout with the team like the Kings quitting on them. 4 turnovers. I mean, I'm not really too impressed about us having only 4 turnovers because there was no defense being played on the other end. However, professionalism is commendable. So we did do that. So that what I want to see on Thursday is I want to see now, outside of the professionalism, I want to see the memory of an elephant, because we have some revenge and some retribution that needs to be paid back from game 1 that started off this season on a very, very bad note. So I need that elephant memory from the Clippers to come in on Thursday and put BTA, belt to you know what, on the Jazz and let them know where they belong in the pecking order of the Western Conference.
Now wait a second. Don't elephants have a really good memory?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm referring to, Adam.
I thought you were saying have a cornerback like memory. Forget about what you did against Sacramento. Don't get too high and mighty, or don't get too full of yourself, because you got another test against Utah. Sorry, I misinterpreted.
Yeah, I'm actually saying we're going to have that. I'm sure we're going to have that elephant memory. I'm sure game 1 has not left our memory, right? Because that's how the entire freaking season started, right?
Oh, I'm with you.
So, yeah. So that's a great sign. And those who thought that maybe, and I just wanted to kind of make a note of the celebration that happened with Kawhi. If anybody thought that Harden and Kawhi didn't get along or there was some tension, look at that. Look at the way they're celebrating each other. Even in a 10-win season, how they were celebrating his 55-point win. You know what I mean? So let the haters talk. The vibes are strong. Kawhi, he's like he says, wet ball.
Wet ball for 33 tonight. Thanks for the phone call, Sean. Clippers win by 41 over the Sacramento Kings. Coming up, more post game here at Intuit Dome. I'm Adam Oslin. You're listening to Clippers Talk on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
back at it.
This is LA Clippers basketball, right here on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Clippers smoked the Kings here at Intuit Dome, 131-90. Just a mollywhopping, just a beat down. Just, well, two teams going in opposite directions. I'm Adam Moslin. This is Clippers Talk. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Let's go to Jamil in Pasadena. Jamil, what's up? You're on Clippers Talk, my friend.
Hey, Happy New Year, Adam. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I thank you for taking my call as always, and I thank you for being, like I said, a diligent host for us crazy Clipper fans who, go up and down like a roller coaster, man. It's just one day we love our team, the next day we hate them. It seemed like, because I got to say we, because if you're a Clipper fan, you're a part of the same thing I'm a part of. So, but it was a great win. They galvanized as a unit. It was a cohesive, idea that they put together, I guess, after the losing streak stopped. It felt like, I guess they thought okay, since they said they wanted us to get back to 500, that idea brought them to where we're at today. So everyone, contributed in their own way. I'm just happy to see Yannick and the youngsters get their shine. It's just, of course, our valiant leader, Kawhi, is still doing what he's doing. And James Harden is right there with him. So, hopefully we can keep this thing going. We still got to get back to 500. So until then, we just got to keep stacking up wins.
Jamil, I wonder if anybody in the chat will give Coach Lou credit for putting a number on it, saying they need to go 35-20 the rest of the way, and that's the goal. Because now they just need to go 30-20 the rest of the way to get it back to 500.
Yes, sir. And that's what I was saying. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Once he put that idea out there, I think that's what brought everybody's mind to a perspective of, okay, we can do this. It's just a matter of stacking the right wins, getting themselves, back on track. And it seems like they're all doing that. And no, I'm not one of those guys who agree with everybody about Zubac. If we don't have Zubac, we wouldn't be barely beating teams, beating teams by losing. We wouldn't be beating teams recently, but losing the rebound battle by almost 10 rebounds, 11 rebounds. Eventually we're going to need to buckle down. So we need a Zubac in the middle who gives us a double-double a night. I don't understand when people think he just gives us 5 and 5. He gives us almost 20 and 20 a night at times. So I don't know, but they can stick with, they can say what they want to say, but I don't agree with them, Adam. I'm with you. It's just, we're just playing better right now. And we're playing, it's the Kings. Come on, guys. Unfortunately, not to talk about, I know you're from Sacramento, but I'm just saying, it's the Kings. This Kings right now is it's not, we beat Detroit, that was a better win. But beating the Kings, we're not really in a position to say that Zubac is not needed right now. We haven't played against Denver yet. We haven't played against Minnesota yet without Zoo. It's we're not playing against teams with dominant centers yet.
Yeah.
So they'll see, and they'll be missing them in a minute. So, it is what it is, right?
I'm with you. Jamil, great phone call as always. Appreciate you. Guru of Sports, calling in from the Cayman Islands. The Guru's here. Guru,
hey,
what's up?
Hey, Adam. What's up, man?
How you been? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, man.
What do you want to say?
The argument about Zoo, it's not that, for me personally, it's not that I'm suggesting that the Clippers don't need Zoo, because obviously we are going to need Zoo. But the fact of the matter is, with the flow of the team, I said this before the win streak started, that the team itself, the entire team, whether Lopez is producing points or not, just the team itself, the flow of the team is much smoother and better with Lopez, with the starters. Now, we were getting very good.
So you're certain of that because of 5 games when we have years of Ivica Zubac and the Clippers going on runs like they did last year when they went 18-3 to finish the season?
Yes, we have years of Ivica Zubac doing all of that. But the fact is, this particular season, Adam, we're talking about this season, the offense was quite putrid with Zoo on the floor.
And you think it's a direct correlation to Zubac? You think that's Zubac's fault?
It's not necessarily his fault, but all right. The shots that were generating were more difficult in terms of Collins in particular.
Collins, my friend, Collins was missing wide open shots, 3-pointers. Now he's making the wide open 3-pointers. Like that's because of Ivica Zubac that all of a sudden he can hit open shots.
And so Adam, a serious question. When you look at the flow of the team, you don't see a significant difference, honestly?
They've been playing better, but I don't think it's because a weight was lifted because Ivica Zubac is gone. I expected, look, I agree on the offensive end, the spacing can help. I've always felt like that about Brook Lopez. That's one of the reasons I was so excited that they got him, because I felt like it would give them a unique look. But it comes down to overall impact on both ends and being more of a net positive. And I'm not convinced because of 5 games that Brook Lopez is more of a net positive overall than Ivica Zubac, who has one of the biggest plus-minus swings on this team and has for years.
You keep going back to years. Adam,
no, even this year, the on-off splits with Ivica Zubac.
But the results weren't coming. The fact that the results weren't coming.
But what you don't do is... You're right. The results weren't coming. Was the reason Ivica Zubac, or was the reason Clippers missing shots and they're going through a hot streak now because that's how law of averages work?
The question. Kawhi has been playing well all season, but was Kawhi playing this well?
Right. So maybe the correlation is correlation was he got off his minutes restriction, Guru. Do you think that had something to do with it?
But he got off his minutes restrictions while he was there.
No. Like one game before.
Adam, this is not a knock on Zoo, you know, because I know that's where you want to go. This is not a knock on Zoo. It's just about the fit of this particular team. In other years, when we had Norm Powell and so on, having Zoo with Norm Powell, the game was easier for us. But with these particular players, when Zoo is in the middle of the floor, it is difficult. Only Kawhi and Arden was generating good shots, and it's because of their individual skills. Now the entire floor is open, wide open. And Lopez is not a net negative on defense because he has been playing very good defensively as well.
He has been playing good on defense so far. Zubac has also been a proven top 5 rim protector for 5 years now. When you look at field goal percentage within 6 feet of the rim, guys are only shooting 53% within 6 feet of the rim against Zubac this year.
Yeah, but Adam, you keep going back to what Zoo has been.
No. This year, guys are only shooting 53% at the rim against Ivica Zubac this year.
Yeah,
Zubac did not have some major drop-off defensively out of nowhere. He was just 6th in Defensive Player of the Year voting last season, Guru. 6th in Defensive Player of the Year voting.
I am not questioning those things, Adam. This is your defense. You know, you keep going back. I'm not questioning Zoo and his abilities.
So what about when I say the stats for this year? Am I going back to last year when I'm bringing up stats about this year? Because I just did.
Listen, you can't. Yeah, but you can't just speak the stats. You have to look at what is happening with the team. You have to look at what is happening with the team. You can't look
My
at
friend, I think
look at what.
I think what's happening is the Clippers have been shooting over 20% from the outside better than their opponents. And I don't think that's all because...
And you don't think that's directly correlated to something?
You think it's correlated to Ivica Zubac. I think it's more of a law of averages and teams missing open shots that weren't missing open shots before against the Clippers. No, I don't think...
So
I don't think Brook Lopez is the reason teams are missing open shots against the Clippers now. I don't think that.
But if it was happening with Zoo on the floor, you would think it's because of Zoo.
Say it again.
If the same thing was happening with Zoo on the floor, you would think it has some relation to Zoo being on the floor.
No, I wouldn't, because I'd already been saying that the law of averages is going to play out, and teams have been missing and making, earlier in the season, far more three-pointers against the Clippers, an abnormal amount that don't typically
I
hit that
agree
many
with all of
threes.
that.
You've never
I
thought
agree with all of that.
okay.
I agree with all of that, and I also agree that it's the law of average kind of taking a turn in our favor. But the fact of the matter is, even this performance, even though this team, this Sacramento team that we just played was not a good team. The dominance of this win, along with the other 4 wins, it's something to speak about. It's something to look at. And
All
I'm
right.
going to guarantee you that the next 4 or 5 games, whether we win them all or not, you are going to continue to see this sort of performance from them in terms of their efficiency and the flow of the game.
Well, look, if
And
the
at some point, I hope you'll
Clippers
come to
keep
the
shooting
conclusion.
43% from 3 every time that Brook Lopez is starting, even though in this game he was 2 of 9 from the field. Yeah, if they keep up the hot shooting every time he starts and you get to like a 30-game sample size, then sure. I just don't think that's realistic.
But that's what but you see, Lopez does not have to produce at any significant level. It's what the team is doing that I want you to look at closely now.
And I'm telling you, if the
Lopez in
team
isolation.
continues to shoot the lights out and everyone continues to miss
Right.
against them with Brook Lopez out there, then I will say,
Right.
cool. Then I guess they shouldn't take him out. I just know how the law of averages go. And I know there's a lot more happening here with the moving parts than just, Zubac was out and they won 5 games in a row. They went 18-3 with the Zubats last year out there. They went 26-5 the year before that. Like that, I have too much data that says otherwise.
Yeah,
But Guru, we can do it again.
But what you're doing, the last point before I go, what you're doing now, you went back to last year, which is fine, and there's a proven track record with Zoo. But the fact is, also we had Norman Powell, and don't underestimate.
Norman Powell was in and out at the end of last season, though. Don't you remember? Norman Powell got hurt and was in and out at the end of last season when they made that run.
Right, and we got McCoy, and we were in a flow. The clunkiness of the offense, when
Guru, I gotta take a break.
Okay.
We'll talk again, okay? Guru, appreciate you. Quick timeout, 866-987-2570. Guru calling from the Cayman Islands. I'm at a Moslin. Clippers win 131-90 over the Sacramento Kings here at Intuit Dome. You're listening to AM 570 LA Sports.
A sugar and spice. So nice.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray. To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa, tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey! Presto, a new holiday classic. Let's sing it again. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 5th. See your participating dealer for details.
Have you guys tried these holiday cookies?
on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Clippers win and blow out the Kings by 41 here at Intuit Dome. They have won 5 straight. Let the good times roll. Rick leaving the ball game slightly closer than the Cayman Islands, I would assume. Rick, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, man? And first of all, I got to give you credit, man, for having thick skin as you do. I guess that comes natural being a Clipper supporter like myself. So kudos on your thick skin, and also Happy New Year's to you and yours, man.
Happy New Year's to you and yours, Rick. What's up?
Thank you, man. The biggest thing for me, man, to keep it positive too as well. Like I want to just keep it on that light too. I think the cool benefit, because I joined the Swell in the second half deal they did last year, and I re-upped again this year with the excitement of how we ended, how you keep talking about that too in the playoffs. You know, the 7-game series. I saw some battles, so sure, man. Why not? Like my sons love it, we love it. But I think the best part about it this year is that you always sit somewhere different. You always meet new people, and you get to embrace it. And there was a minute there, man, where like you can feel like how everybody was getting frustrated, and people were like, you know, not fighting, but they were like debating with each other. And oh, this person sucks, and that person lacks effort. And these last few wins, man, they've just felt better and better and better and better. And you go home in a better mood. You work in a better mood. You know, being a Clipper fan, you have, like I mentioned Dixon earlier, because you know, all your Laker friends are always like talking down on you. But I don't know, man. I just like the positivity that I felt these last 3 games have just been the coolest fans that I've met in the last 3 have been amazing. They've taught me something new, and I always catch something different. So the body language on the team is different. Seeing the young guys get some burn tonight was really cool to see. So I just wanted to end it. Wanted to give my call that positive side that I'm hoping this keeps going. We'll be there on Thursday. We'll be there for the Celtics game too as well. And hopefully this keeps going and we keep improving. That's it.
Appreciate the phone call. Look, guys, if they keep winning with Rolo and by the time Zoo comes back, they're 15-0 or something. Yeah, he's probably not coming out of the starting lineup. Like, I'm fine with whatever works for the Clippers. I just know I don't think the reasoning is that sound at the moment, or the correlation between Zoo being out and them winning 5 in a row. And their defense had already looked pretty good. And they've won a lot of games with the beats the Zubats. But hey, spacing is important. We'll see what happens moving forward. Clippers first before you talk about your favorite player. None of this stand stuff. And yeah, when you're 11-21, you got to try everything. Clippers figuring things out, winning 131-90 over the Sacramento Kings until Thursday night with the Clippers taking on the Jazz right back here, 7:30 tip, pregame at 6:30. I'm Adam Boston. We will talk to you then.
For a while, but you're just maintaining.
Clippers talk is over.
But it's going on your feed right